Hi, I'm Angie Penny, a maths tutor at Coleg Cambria. I use Google Classroom with my students all the time, and I'd like to share with you a top tip that has saved me hours and hours of work. My tip in a nutshell is, before the academic year starts, to create a master Google Classroom with all my resources in that can be duplicated and individualised for each group I teach through the year. If you already do this, maybe this video is not for you. But if you don't, can you give me 15 minutes of your time, and I would hope to save hours and hours in the new academic year. I'm going to demonstrate how I can set up a master Google Classroom with all the resources by using an example. And the example I'm going to use is to set up a master Google Classroom for the November Maths GCSE resit. This year, we think we'll have hundreds of students who want to sit that exam, and so having a ready-made classroom is going to prove very useful. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up a Google Classroom, and we do that by going to the plus figure in the top right of the screen, click Create Class, and then give the class a name. In this case, I'm going to call it November Resit Maths. I then click Create, wait a couple of minutes, and the classroom will be created. Once I have my classroom created, I'm going to focus on the classwork tab up here. We've got Stream, Classwork, People and Marks. I'm going to put all my resources in the classwork tab. But first of all, I'm going to think about the structure of the course and put the structure in before I actually start putting in any materials. In Google Classroom, you can add something called a topic, and this topic is simply a heading, but it provides a really good starting point for the structure of your class. So in order to put in my first topic, I'm going to click Create and then Topic, and I'm going to call this topic Angle Rules. So click in the topic and type Angle Rules, and then we click Add. And there it appears in our classwork tab. I'm going to create the second topic, which is called Angles in Parallel Lines. Whoops. And I'm going to click Add. And that's created Angles in Parallel Lines. Now, I actually wanted Angle Rules before Angles in Parallel Lines. So I'm going to grab the Angles in Parallel Lines by clicking on it and taking it below the Angle Rules so that I've got them in the right order. Now I'm going to carry on with this classroom and put in all the topics, the topic headings that I want the students to study for their November resit. Now, as you can see, I've put in lots of topics here, all the topics that the students need to study before they can sit their Maths GCSE in November. They're all just headings at the moment, and the headings are listed on the left-hand side of the page. It's not quite complete yet, because what I want my students to see when they first come to the classroom is a bit of a welcome message, and then I want them to be able to track their progress. So I'm going to create two more topics, or two more headings, if you like. Click Create Topic, and I'm going to put Welcome and Induction. Add. And then I'm going to create a topic called My Progress, because this will create the tracking documents they need to monitor their own progress. I'm going to drag My Progress below Welcome and Induction so it's all in order. So now I'm going to go into the topic Welcome and Induction and add a welcome message and some instructions on how to use the site. So if I click Create and click Material, give it a title, Welcome, and how to use this Google Classroom, and then write your welcome message. I've written one before, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. And then, so that's my welcome message. On the right hand side of the page here, we can see that it hasn't got a topic allocated. If you allocate it, if you find the welcome topic, welcome and induction, you can see that this material is allocated to the welcome and induction topic. And if I post that, we can see it now comes under welcome and induction. So when a student enters this classroom, goes to the classwork tab, they'll be able to click on that material and see the welcome message there. Now I want to go on and put an assignment in my progress. The assignment I'm going to put in is to enable students to record their own progress. So I go to create, I go to assignment, I click my revision tracker, and then I put in some notes. These notes just ask the student to use the revision tracker to record their learning. I've added the revision tracker by adding from my Google Drive. I then want to make a copy for each student. There's going to be no due date because they're going to be using it right up until their November resit. And then the topic, I'm going to find the progress topic, and here it is, my progress. So I've put the my progress in the topic area, and I'm going to click assign. And after a couple of seconds, hopefully, it will assign it to any student in the classroom, and there we can see my revision tracker in there. Now what I'm going to do is carry on adding materials to my topics. So after some time now, I've put in all the materials under each topic heading, and the classroom is complete. I have looked at each topic in turn, spent quite a considerable amount of time making sure that the materials I'm putting in under that heading, for example, angle rules, I've got my skills check and my learning. So really now I'm happy with my classroom. It's complete. Everything I need to teach the students, the entire syllabus for the November resit is in there. Okay, now we come to the good bit about Google Classroom. I've got my Master Perfect Classroom set up, and I've got 3 sets of November resit students, and I want each set to go in a separate November resit class. So all I do is I go back to the main screen of Classroom, go to the 3 dots to the top right of the November resit classroom, click copy. I'm going to call it my Monday 9 a.m. November resit maths class, and I'm going to click copy. We have to wait a few minutes, and we can see now it's creating the class, Monday 9 a.m. November resit. And there, that's it done. It appears complete. Now, if we click in this classroom and go to the classwork column, we can see that it's an exact duplicate of the first class we set up, the Master Perfect Classroom. Now, the good thing about this is it's got all the topic headings, so all the topics, all the materials are there, but they're all in draft form. So it means a student isn't overwhelmed with materials when they first look at the classroom. You as the tutor can decide when they're going to see those materials or that topic. So for example, if we go into the welcome and induction part, I really want to have that there for them when they actually join the classroom. So if I click the 3 dots next to draft, clicks edit, and if I just click post, that means the students will see it immediately. If we look at the My Progress topic, well, yeah, I'd like them to see that immediately as well. So I'll click on the Edit button and I'll just click from Assign to, or I'll just click Assign. And what that will do is create that assignment for the student, which is a copy, an individual copy of a progress tracker specifically for them. Now, I don't want to start talking about angle rules really for a couple of weeks. So I would maybe schedule that for a week's time. So if I click on the three buttons at the side, click Edit, and then click Schedule, and maybe schedule it for the 15th of June at 9 a.m, which is when their class happens. Click Schedule, and that will remain draft until the 15th of June at 9 a.m. They also won't see the topic angle rules until this angle rules skills check is actually posted. So it gives the tutor complete control over when to post any of these topics. And so you can choose when your class is ready for the topic. The other thing is this individual class, it might be that the group of students you have needs some extra teaching on angle rules, or maybe you found an extra video. So it's quite simple. You can just create something else, maybe a quiz that you could put an angle rules quiz for them. And I'll just pretend I've created it. That's the angle rules quiz. Make sure and put it under the topic angle rules. So you have to go through your list and find the angle rules topic. I'm going to assign it straight away. And there we can see I've been able to add the angle rules quiz. Now that angle rules quiz isn't back in the master classroom for the November resit. It's only in this Monday 9 a.m. classroom. So you can really individualize the learning materials for that classroom, but at least you've got a bank of learning materials already in there that you don't need to keep adding for every classroom. It just gives you a really, really solid base to enable you to teach your classroom on an individualized basis. Now, there's a couple of other things I want to do. I want to rename my November Resit master classroom as a master. So I click into Edit and call it the Master November Resit Classroom. Click Save. And whilst it's saving, I know then that that's the master classroom, not to be used with individual classes unless I duplicate it or copy it. The other thing is I want to be able to share this with my colleagues so that they can duplicate it with their classes. And the way I share this master classroom is simply by going to the People tab, click People. I want to add another teacher. So I might add Barry Hansel, click H, click Invite. And that's winging over an email to Barry, inviting him to be part of this classroom. And it'll also give him editing rights to duplicate this for his own students if he wants to. In summary, what we've done is created a master November Resit classroom. In that classroom, we've put in a series of topics that we're going to need throughout the year. We've put in all the materials that we think we'll need for the year, if we have them, or as many materials as possible. We've then taken that master classroom and duplicated it so that the Monday 9 a.m. group has its own classroom. We've then gone into the materials within the classroom, the topics in the materials, and none of them are showing to the students until we take them from draft to posted. And as a tutor, I want to be able to drip feed the knowledge and any assignments bit by bit. That means we can take this Master November classroom and duplicate it for however many other classes that we have, giving each student a tailored individual experience. I hope you use this top tip, as I've been able to save hours and hours of just posting the same classroom material over and over again. It really has worked for me. Thanks for listening. If you've got any questions, just email me at angie.penny@cambria.ac.uk and I'll do my best to answer anything that you have.